Hey, what's going on, dudes?
Good afternoon. Today I thought I'd take the time to talk about some forgotten heavy metal gems of the 80s that have just been lost to time. No one remembers these. That's not true. Some of these are loved by many, but let's just say underappreciated gems of the 80s then. That's fair. That's fair. Let's go with that one. So, yeah, we're losing light. So I better do this quick. And starting off with probably the most well-known band and album on this list. Not an obscure band by any means, but you know, I don't think these guys get nearly enough praise. And I'm talking about the debut album from Grim Reaper. Yes, this came out in 1983. And it is just, look at this cover. What an iconic cover. This is something you would want to put on a t-shirt for sure. And yes, I do own a t-shirt of this, very cool. But yeah, this is just exactly what you would want in new wave of British heavy metal music. Of course, led by the amazingly talented vocalist Steve Grimmett, who unfortunately died a few years back. So yeah, there won't be any new material from these guys, but they had just a fantastic run of albums in the 80s. This being the first one, and boy, is it good. Favorite tracks off of this one? Yep, the title track. I'm gonna have to go with Wrath of the Ripper, and probably Run for Your Life. Very good album. 1983. Grim Reaper, See You in Hell. The guitar tone too, I have to mention the guitar tone. It's so nasty on this album. I love it. It sounds like a dirty chainsaw. It's not polished at all, but it works so well. It really stands out. Great album. Check it out. Going 1 year ahead now, time-wise, this is Madison, Diamond Mistress. Came out in 1984, as I just mentioned. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. This looks, from the cover, it looks really lame, let's be honest. This is nothing that you would just go into a record store and blind buy because it looks so awesome. It's pretty fucking rough. It's pretty terrible. But, well, it kind of looks like Invasion of Your Privacy by Rat, a little bit. But, anyway, the cover is not an indicator for the music. Let's just put it that way. Look at the boys. Oof. Yep, it was the 80s, alright, that's for sure. This album is actually pretty fast, and it's a speedy album at times. Of course, it's not devoid of its lame 80s ballads, because, you know, it was the 80s, and with a cover like this, you know you're gonna get some ballads. That's just, it's inevitable. But the ballads here are actually, they're not that bad. They're not too cheesy, so you can easily listen through this from start to finish. This album is pretty good. You can easily listen to it without going like, duh, like you sometimes do with these 80s ballady albums. But yeah, best tracks off this one. The opener, Lay Down Your Arms. I'm gonna have to say the title track, Diamond Mistress, and the absolute speed metal rager that ends the album by the name of Turn Me Loose. What a great song. If there's one song you should listen to from this album, it's Turn Me Loose by Madison. Yep, of course, some classic 80s heavy metal with some speed influences is what this is. I should mention that too. Alright, moving all the way to 1989 now, with Heaven's Gate in Control. These boys are from Germany. I do believe this is their debut album. Now, these guys would really hit their stride with the album after this one, which is called Living in Hysteria. But that one came out in 91, so I can't talk about it here on this list because, like I said, this is an 80s metal album list. But still, this is pretty good, although it is cheesier, way cheesier than the album that would come after this one. But yeah, classic heavy metal, some speed metal moments here and there, but mostly it's just classic party heavy metal from the 80s, kind of. But still, a fun listen. Pretty good stuff. My favorite songs are, let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna be Surrender, that one is great. Hot Fever, which is an absolute 80s party banger, but it's pretty cheesy, it's pretty damn cheesy as the title would suggest. But it is fun, it's a fun song to just have a few beers and listen to that song and it will work out just fine for you. And then we've got the evil speed metal song, Tyrants. It's not evil, but you know, for the time and for this album, it is a song that doesn't really sound like the rest. Very cool. The dudes, I don't know if you can see, but not the coolest looking dudes here. But again, it was the 80s. Questionable looks for sure. Alright, still going with 1989. This is Cloven Hoof with the Sultan's Ransom. These guys are still active to this day. They've been at it since the late 70s. And yeah, another super shitty album cover. It's, I don't know, this might even be, no, it's not worse. Well, it's on par with that Madison album. Really fucking bad. But the songs on here are fantastic. This is, again, classic 80s heavy metal with some speed influences here and there. But yeah, great vocals, just great musicianship overall. These are some pretty fucking impressive tracks on here. My favorites being, let's see, this is difficult. I'm gonna have to say Astral Rider, DVR, that is a fast one for sure. And the epic album Closer, Mistress of the Forest. Very good stuff, very solid. These guys don't get a mention ever. It's sad. They have so many good albums, this being one of them. Oof. Yeah, even got some Paul Stanley action going on here, but yeah, well, great album nonetheless. And the last one on my list today is gonna be Annihilation Absolute by the band 80's. This truly is just a forgotten gem. It's this album kind of sounds like what the cover would suggest that it sounds like. Pretty aggressive at times. Now, of course, yes, we have some mid-paced moments on here too, because this is from the year of, can you guess it? Look at this cover. What year do you think it is? Take your guess. 1986 it is. 1986, and you can tell this is either 85 or 86, right around there. This is a good way to put your band on the cover of an album. I hate when bands put their photo on the album cover, like the band photo on the album cover. It's such a stupid idea. But if you do it like this, cartoony and awesome, then yeah, that's cool. You can do it. Yeah, Manowar does it, and that's a cool way of doing it. And these guys kind of are doing it in the same way. It works. Annihilation Absolute. This is the only release from this band. I think they just disappeared completely after this. But the best songs on this banger would be, let's see, this is pretty difficult too. There's a lot of good stuff on here. But I'm gonna have to say Fight for Your Life, Cruel Sea, which is actually the slowest song on the album. It's kind of a ballad, I guess, but certainly not a cheesy ballad. It's a brooding kind of dark power ballad, if anything, and that really works on here. So good one. And yeah, the ender. Lots of enders that are my favorites. Which you should end your album with a bang, of course. But the ender Deceiver. It's one of my favorite tracks too, off of this one. There it is. Now I've dug these albums up from the grave, and now you can listen to them too, and enjoy the greatness that was 80s heavy metal. Alright, that's it for today, I guess. We'll see you next time. Bye!